gentlemen, this is your guide Elena from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. And in this video I will show you Kyiv in the evening. So this street is called Sightseeing Street. It goes from Contractowa Square to Pocztowa Square, Post Office Square, and that is a very popular pedestrian street. It is blocked for vehicles, so one of the best places in Kyiv really to stroll, to walk, especially to hang out. And many young people use that opportunity, and this is where they have the party inside, outside. A very cool place to visit, really.
The place is easily reachable by metro, and this is how I got here from home this Saturday evening. The subway station is called Contractowa Square, and just by this station there are several pubs, bars, restaurants, cafes and coffee shops.
This fountain today is a very popular place among young people to meet around it. It was renovated very recently, just last year, and was very criticized for this choice of the colors that were not really typical for Kyiv. But this old fountain of Samson, they say if you ever drink from this fountain, you will stay in Kyiv forever. Don't try it today, because today the water coming from this fountain is not that clean. Just many centuries ago, it was a source of the drinking water in Kyiv, but not anymore, of course. Now let me tell you, this is one of the most popular places in Kyiv, called Rbernia. So there are many people inside. So you see people are standing in the queue to get some roasted ribs. And that is another famous and popular place. It is called P'yana Vishnya, which means drunk cherry. Is it all like the queue? Wow. How much is the glass, you know? How much?
About 60 hryvnias.
60 hryvnias. Thank you. And if you are pregnant like me, or you just don't drink alcohol like me, nearby there is another cool place. You see, he likes it here. This is called Lviv Handmade Chocolate Place. Okay, so this is where you can order some chocolate and some coffee. Very cool place. So how is cheap? How is it cheap? Is it expensive? Well, it really depends on your budget and depends on your pocket. I mean, I've heard from a tourist from Switzerland that it's so cheap here, but guys from some other countries say it's not that cheap as they expected. In that Lviv cafeteria, a cup of coffee of Americano is 35 hryvnias. Yeah, and cranberry liquors made of cherry is 60 hryvnias per 100 milliliters. Yeah, and here we are, the Ferris wheel. Ukraine is a country of free people. The price of that Ferris wheel is 100 hryvnias per person. You can get in for free only if you're less than 2 years old. It's like about $3. Some virtual reality, again 100 hryvnias per person.
Это 3 месяца где-то купания в теплых ночах. Ты найдешь себе человека летом, который изменит тебя навсегда.
Well, how it works regarding the mask. You are not required officially to put on a mask when you are outside, when you are on the street. You are required to do it inside of the public transport, inside of the public places like buildings, shops, for example. What about restaurants? You have to come inside with the mask on and then you can take it off. Okay, so that was Bolt. We have as well Uber, and that is and Uklon. These are 3 taxi services that are the most popular, and they work very well. I mean, this is the way how you move around the city, and like you get to the place on the taxi, and on the place you walk on foot. These electric scooters are very popular too. They are all over the city. You can rent it using your credit card. But if you are experienced, okay, be careful with that thing. But they're really popular. Soup is like about 100 hryvnias. You know what is this? This is the Georgian restaurant. And when you visit Kyiv, you just must visit one of those many Georgian restaurants that we have here. They're very popular here, they're very good, and the kitchen is very tasty and delicious. It is highly recommended to try some Georgian food here. So now that will be the cheapest way how to get food or any kind of alcohol here in Kyiv. This is to visit a shop. So we usually buy products in big supermarkets, but all over the places there are such small shops. This one works till 11 p.m. Big supermarkets work 24/7. And let's check some prices. So these guys bought some beer, and this is probably the most popular thing now. This is $1. This is €1. $1 for Ukrainian crisps, like chips. That is very popular, goes with the beers, like salted, dried fish, about €1 per thing. Ice cream. Bread, one of the most popular brown Ukrainian bread, and this costs 16 hryvnias. This is like half of the euro. Big sandwich here. So basically cheap alcohol, as far as I know, is one of the reasons why you guys want to visit Kyiv. But you know, alcohol is evil, and especially me. Yeah, I quit smoking like 1 year ago. I quit drinking alcohol like 2 years ago, and I'm really happy. Yeah, without alcohol, life is even much brighter and more interesting and dynamic. And there are ways how to have fun. Even if you're not drunk, really. Now, how is it safe in Kyiv, Ukraine? You see, in the city center, I feel absolutely safe. You see, I have like some equipment in my backpack. I'm filming this with the GoPro camera, and I feel fine. Yes, I feel safe really in the city center. But you know, it depends where you are. Like in any other European city, there are districts where it's best not to go at night with some expensive camera, for example, or not to be alone. Or if somebody invites you to take a seat into the car and drive somewhere, it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman. Don't agree, okay? to drive somewhere with people you do not know, go, I don't know, somewhere in the park to have some vodka, because they will beat you and they will take all of your money and your cameras. By the way, I came here by metro. That is a very popular transportation, very convenient, very fast. 8 hryvnias. All transportation here is 8 hryvnias. This is funicular. That is not only for tourists, this is just the public transport, because in Kyiv, you see, we have the hills. It's a city on the hills, and that is a very convenient way how you to get on the top. That was installed here more than 100 years ago, using equipment from Switzerland. And that was the place of the first electric tram in the Russian Empire back then, again more than 100 years ago. Because Kyiv needed it. You see, it is sometimes very hard to walk on the top. You have to be really well fit to do this. It closed. So it turns out the funicular is closed. It stops working at 10 p.m. It was too late. So the way how I get to Independence Square will be metro. And looks like I'm not alone. And many people do the same. Like, am I the oldest here right now? Looks like everybody is like teenagers, like really young people in their 20s or something. Wow.